California has become the epicenter of America's homeless crisis. Fox News Digital takes an in-depth look at the crisis in San Diego. They spoke with a Marine Corps veteran and business owner who helps homeless veterans. She hit the streets to talk to as many homeless residents as possible, including one woman who says San Diego makes living on the streets not that hard. Watch.
To be homeless in San Diego is actually not that hard because usually we're low income, and when you're low income, you get free phones, free food, free clothing.
I think we're spoiled. I think the homeless and the underprivileged, I think we're spoiled, to be honest with you. My sister's like, where do I sign up?
This ain't easy being out here.
You don't like the state of affairs. You got to look at how we got there, the people who led us there, and just say, do I want more of this? And if I don't want more of that, then I have to vote differently. You know, when we were down there, people are doing drugs in the middle of the day, live right in front of police. Forget that it's in San Diego. It doesn't look like it's in America. There's so much trash and human waste and garbage and just the stench of it. Also, you can sense when you're walking down the street that there is some, hostility as you are walking through. It does not look safe.
Politicians, to me, they don't even live down here, so they don't really know. So they throw money at the problem, but they kind of got to get their hands dirty to really find out what the people really need.
I think the motivation for me is when the police, because I do respect law enforcement, when they come and they give you tickets and they send you to jail like they would have years ago for disrespecting them, cussing at them, and not moving when they say, I think if we went to jail, it would motivate my butt to get off the streets.
Kaylee, it is about the money. The mayor of San Diego has a proposed city budget with almost $82 million for homelessness services. $20 million increase from the last fiscal year. See, again, it's not about solving the problem. It's just about keeping the ball rolling with money.
Oh, they don't want to solve the problem. And what's interesting is Democrats all have the same verbal tactics. So Gavin Newsom called the homelessness in California a disgrace. Then he went on to say, oh, but homelessness was highest under a Republican administration. Oh, but I take full responsibility. It's the same Joe Biden trick. Donald Trump's responsible for the collapse of Afghanistan. Oh, but I take full responsibility. No, you don't. And Gavin, don't call it a disgrace. You're in control. You're doing what Lori Lightfoot did, who lost her job when she said that criminals are wreaking havoc in Chicago. Well, do something about it. You are in charge. Stop enabling and start incentivizing people to get off the streets.
Michelle, you are from California originally. It's astonishing it's gotten this bad, but they haven't for decades, particularly in San Francisco, ever done anything to really get people off the street.
No, and did you hear what that woman said at the end? If they went back to the way it was several years ago and I got a ticket or got thrown in jail because I badmouthed a cop or didn't move when he told me to move, that would really motivate me to get off the streets. I mean, did you hear that? It's as plain as day. The approach here is to throw money at it like they do at education and so many other problems. Oh, you know what? We need to fully fund this. They use that term. They don't define it, but they use that term fully fund. We need to fully fund it. And that just continue to throw money at the issue. And we're doing our job. We've increased the money we're spending toward this problem. We're doing our job. No, you're not. Because that woman just gave you the recipe and you're not even approaching it that way. And as the gentleman in the video said, they don't even live down here. They need to come get their hands dirty to see what the real problem is.
And the veteran that Fox Digital interviewed, she said, you have to look at all of these individuals differently. Some have just lost their jobs, and you can easily get them off the street in housing and back in the workforce. Some are mentally ill. Some are mentally ill with drug and alcohol addictions. Some are just addicted that you cannot look at them with a broad brush. And they just keep them on the street, these governments.
No, that's right. It's not a lack of help, it's the wrong kind of help. So there's a wonderful organization here in New York City called the Doe Fund. What they do, they have a shelter in Harlem, and they take these people off the streets, they get them cleaned up from drugs, and they give them training to work. They start out sweeping the streets. You've seen them in New York City, the men in blue who are sweeping the streets. And if they do that for 6 months, if they stay off drugs for 6 months and they show up for work, they graduate to vocational training. I actually visited their headquarters in Harlem, and I met one of their graduates. And one of the things things he said, he had worked as taking care of pest control. And I asked him, "Are you happy?" And he said, "Am I happy?" And he pulls out this brand new iPhone from his pocket, and I think he's going to show me the iPhone. And he pulls up a message on the iPhone, and it's from his boss, and it says, I'm going to read you the message. He says, "There's a bed bug problem on East 58th. I need you there." And he teared up and he said, "I need you." Nobody in my life has ever said those words to me.
Wow.
These are human beings. These are people. All of us need to be needed. And no one had ever said to him that he was needed. The problem with homelessness is not we need to warehouse them better. There's so much untapped talent out there. There's so many people who could be productive citizens, who could change this country for the better, and we're abandoning them. That's the problem.
Yeah, and that's the light that Kate Monroe, who created these videos, went out, spoke to these people, really shines on this. She's the CEO of VETCOMM, a San Diego business with a nonprofit arm that helps the homeless veterans find housing and disability compensation, the things they need. A Marine Corps veteran, she did a spectacular job bringing this to our attention. And also she draws attention to the breadth of the issue across California, that it's not just San Francisco that we talk about so often. This is San Diego, that surrounding area down there, and it shows how wide the breadth of the issue is there across California. And we have highlighted it in other cities like Philadelphia and Chicago as well.
If you fix the problem, these cities will no longer have these budgets, said a homeless person in Portland.